Hi, I'm Randy Pierson, Executive Vice President for Sales and Distribution for Gordon Marketing, and welcome to another episode of Selling Life and Annuities, where today I've got Ray Parman, manager of our life insurance department. And a lot of times, Ray, we spend time on these videos talking about sales concepts that can be applied in large or medium or small case scenarios. But today, we wanted to focus a little time and attention exclusively in the big case market.
Yeah.
Where are some of those larger premium cases that we see come through the doors here at Gordon Marketing? How are they founded? How are they initiated? What are the concepts? What are the ideas that are precipitating consumers to pull the trigger on applications for those large premium sizes?
Absolutely. Yeah. There's, in the seat where I sit here at Gordon Marketing, I get the opportunity to work with you agents and advisors out there for, on anything big or small. And let's face it, the most commonly sold life insurance these days seems to be term insurance, maybe even final expense as well. Very, very important. But those usually, have a slightly smaller premium. And, that's just the reality of it. But then I get to see some very large cases come through. And I just want to point out maybe 3 or 4 different areas where I see this coming from for those of you who are out there that maybe are starting to get into opportunities like that. Maybe you are sitting on a wealth of opportunity right now, but just wanting to get a game plan together to farm this
Sure.
Client base that you work with as well. So, we're certainly prepared and ready and willing to roll up our sleeves and work with clients on that.
Absolutely. So let's start at the top. The largest premium case that you worked on in 2022, what was the concept that precipitated that sale?
Yeah. So, I think a lot of it can be all related back to LIRP, Life Insurance Retirement Plan. But, there's a couple different ways to get there. I've had the wonderful opportunity to work on some premium finance cases related to that. So, of course, you're taking care of an estate tax problem with the death benefit, but also growing some significant cash value. So, those are where we start looking at, $500 million plus annual premiums. And so, yeah, and for some people, maybe that's a career case. Others, maybe this is something, I could be doing on a few times a year kind of basis and making a lot of money doing it.
Sure, absolutely. So, when you're operating in that space, $500,000 premium cases or larger, wow, right? But what type of products are the agents selling in those scenarios? Good
question. Generally speaking, we're looking at a whole life, or if not, an IUL.
Okay.
The two, the commonality is that they are both cash value life insurance policies.
Yeah. And I also want to mention too, you brought up premium finance. I know one of the things that I learned way back when earlier in my career is that, premium finance is a great way to fund that large premium life insurance sale, but typically doesn't work when you're selling financing for the financing alone, right? I think the key to understand in these large premium life insurance sales is that the need for life insurance is what precipitates them. And that is fostered by the agent simply asking questions, right?
Yes.
Uncovering needs. And the only difference between, say, a small to medium-sized case and a large case is the fact that the client has larger needs, right? And
absolutely.
Concepts aren't generally speaking all that different. It's just simply the fact that the client has a larger need.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And the thing is, we spend just as much time helping somebody on a $100,000 10-year term policy as we do oftentimes on some of these larger cases too. It all, same concept as far as logistics, trying to get something done. It's just, there might be a couple extra steps, or there might be a couple other things that we need to be prepared for. But myself and our carrier partners can help guide you through it.
Yeah. I think another area that we need to touch on before we run out of time is, business sales scenarios, right? Once again, typically larger premiums because the businesses have larger pocketbooks and larger needs that can only be fulfilled with term insurance. As a quick side story, I remember one of the larger cases that we've done here at Gord Marketing, literally a 6-figure premium, was on a 10-year term policy, right?
Yes.
It just happened to be a business owner that was older age, not in the greatest health, but his bank said, you have to have X amount of death benefit to fulfill our requirements, the bank's requirements. And it simply required a 6-figure premium to fulfill that need. And hey, guess what? The agent made still a very attractive commission.
Absolutely. Yeah. Those are some actually kind of fairly common necessities that come up because we have business partners that are working longer into their late 60s, 70s. Maybe the terms run out, but they still want to stick around for maybe, let's say, another 2 or 3 years. Well, I've done this with a annual renewable term. That was a $50,000 commission for somebody. They didn't need it for that long, but they had to have it. And so there's a couple ways we can go about that, and more than happy to work with anybody on that kind of case.
So what we have over 100 life carriers we do business with, and hundreds of products. But to just really quickly off the top of your head, what are some of the carriers that you work with on a daily basis that really tend to specialize in this large case space?
Yeah, I'd say, the Mass Mutuals, the Principals, John Hancock, Prudential, some of those carriers. I would even say North American where it makes sense, Allianz if it's an IUL call. We have the carriers, they have the products, but it really boils down to a specific need for the client or even specific underwriting. And that sometimes points us in the direction that we got to go.
Yeah. And I think, and I think that's where, speaking of pointing advisors and their clients in the right direction, that's where you come in. That's where we come in as a resource, right? Not only can we train you, the advisor, on how to look for these types of opportunities, and trust me, every agent has within their circle of reference, their natural market per se, opportunities to write these kinds of cases. They just simply have to be aware of how to cultivate them, the questions to ask. But we can assist you in that. We can also assist you in the case design and the sales concepts, but then also in identifying the carriers and the products that are best suited for the particular sale that you've cultivated. Right?
Yes.
And so, Ray, help the consumers watching this video know how to contact you if they want help getting in the large case market or they think they might have a case. How can they reach you?
Yeah. Well, and first off, and we want to handle this in the most non-invasive way possible, something that's not intimidating to you or even your client to do that kind of planning. We can help with that. But yeah, absolutely. Give me a call here at the office, extension 107. My cell phone is always 317-696-8203. And you can even reach me by email. It's ray@gordonmarketing.com.
Yeah, and as I introduced him, Ray is the manager of our life insurance department here at Gordon Marketing and has decades of experience available to assist you in increasing your life insurance sales. Unfortunately, however, we've run out of time for this episode of Selling Life and Annuities. I'd encourage you to do me a favor and click the subscribe bell as well as the notification button so that every time we come out with content that will help you grow your practice, you'll be sure to know about it. But for now, on behalf of Ray and myself, we'd like to wish you happy selling.